Hello, I'm Travis Darrow from Riverstone Outfitters here again. Today I'm not going to be posting a fishing trip. Sorry, haven't gone lately. I'm not going to be tying any flies. Today I'm going to be going over my fly box. And since I do go fishing a lot, I think hopefully this will be a good educational video for anybody who's just going out there, or even some older guys who just want a different perspective on how to fish. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be going through my fly box. I just keep this little one I live in New Mexico, and every fly in the world to catch any fish is in this box. I can catch any fish in New Mexico with what's in this box, I promise. But before I open the box, I want to show you my personal favorite fly for my personal favorite game fish, which is the tiger muskie. Now I got to go into some old history about the tiger muskie here in New Mexico. Tiger muskie is a breed between the northern pike and an actual muskellunge. So they're sterile, they're kind of like meal, they can't have any babies, they're the perfect stalker fish. They grow ridiculously fast, predatory, they'll eat just about anything that they can get their mouth around. So what happened was a bunch of people just went and dumped goldfish into a lake we have that's called Blue Water Lake. Blue Water Lake, it has trout in it, catfish, and now tiger muskie. And it still has an abundant resource of suckerfish and goldfish. So they put the tiger muskie in the water to take care of the suckers and the goldfish, which are overpopulated. They say the water was a pure orange. They say that there were so many goldfish the water just always looked orange. It was that bad. So they stocked with tiger muskie. And guess what? There's not a whole lot of goldfish left. But there are still some, so they still eat on them. But because they were in there and what they were bred to eat was goldfish, my favorite fly in the world to throw for tiger muskie, and I love tiger muskie. You'll hear me talk about it. I'll go to Blue Water. You'll hear me talk about how much I love these fish. Tiger muskie are just amazing. They're big. They're massive. They grow ridiculously big. I love them. They're outstanding. But what I'm going to be doing today, since I'm going through my box and showing it, I'll be talking about all species of fish. But what I use for tiger muskie the most is this right here. This is an orange double bunny. And you probably saw it in my last video. This is the same fly I use. I've caught fish on it. This is a great double bunny. And you see, if I put it to the camera, that right there, if you're looking at it from the front and it's in the water, all of this smooths down. And it just ends up looking at all of this rabbit hackle while it's underwater. If you just let it sit, all it does is breathe. If there's any current, it just breathes. But if you're stripping it, all this narrows down. And there's the split in the tail. I need to cut the tail out a little bit more. Probably just split it a little bit more to where it looks more realistic. But this fly, just take and strip it in front of tiger muskie or any kind of fish, like I said in the last video, that eats goldfish. If you have like little lake we have here, Monzano Lake, it has goldfish in it. The trout eat the goldfish. If you tie a smaller variation of this pattern, you can catch goldfish all day in that lake. Or, pardon me, you can catch trout off of the goldfish all day. So my favorite fly in New Mexico to catch tiger muskie, my favorite fish, is the double bunny orange. Alright, so now I'm going to actually dig into the fly box and show you just the fly box. Basic fly box. Any fisherman in the world, if you're looking at this, is just about what their fly box looks like. I've got a pretty good assortment of, I've got lots of worms. I'm a strong believer in worms. Worms look good. I've got nymphs, ranging from bigger nymphs to, you know, the littler stuff. I've got pheasant tails. I've got bead heads. I've got my favorite dry fly. Oh, sorry about that. My favorite dry fly, I've got the parachute nymphs. The parachute nymphs are great. I use the ants a lot. Ants are good. There's a little lake we have here, little man-made stock lakes. If you have like Tingley Beach is New Mexico stock lake, but if you have stuff like just a lake that somebody built that they charge you to fish, usually the fish aren't natural. They're all stockers. So ants work good. Just cast them next to the shore and just strip them. They do good. Worms for anything. I use the worms a lot for catfish even. Like this little beadhead catfish I can take and I'll go to like a little reservoir where I know that there's a lot of catfish. Throw it down there, just let it hit the bottom and then just let it bounce. Just slowly drag, bounce it back. It'll kick up a little bit of mud. Catfish will see that, they see that. I dip it in like a garlic bait, you know, just like, or just about anything. You can catch them like this, but if you have like hot dogs with you, if you have like Spam, I don't care what it is. Catfish are smell feeders, so rub it in anything that smells and you're more likely to catch more fish. San Juan worm, in New Mexico we have the actual San Juan River. I go there a lot. San Juan worm lives up to its name. I've got some salmon flies. I find that some of those stalker lakes, like we have a lot of in New Mexico, catch them all day off these little flies. Basically, just regular nymphs. I catch carp off of this nymph all the time. These little nymphs, I haven't caught fish off of them yet, but I've watched a lot of people. I haven't thrown them. I'm more used to throwing these little tiny guys. These two flies right here, fantastic. I don't know if you guys can get a good look at those, but that right there, this little fly right here, all of these little tiny ones right here, these flies are fantastic flies. This fly is really good. Parachute Adams, always love them, love the ants, love the worms. And then on the other side of my box, so pretty much I can catch, these little worms will catch just about any species of fish you can think of, really. They really can. So take them, these nymphs, catch trout all day with them. Now on this side I've got more of my dry fly collection and my bigger fish collection. If I want to catch bigger fish, I throw these. I have, regular B. The B works great for like panfish, bluegill, crappie, all of that good stuff. All these little emergers, if you're fishing in a lake, smallmouth, largemouth, just about anything you can think of, they'll catch it if it's the right hatch. Make sure match the hatch. If you're a big fly fisher, you've heard it a lot of times, you'll hear it again, match the hatch. If you're new, match the hatch. Do your research. If you're going fishing, match the hatch. Elk hair caddis is a universally known fly. It works great. I like using the snells. Snells work really good for carp, catfish, bass, just about anything you can throw. Regular, just dry flies. Dry flies, honestly, unless you're throwing like a hopper or a stimulator, you're going to catch fish. I've got the Royal Stimulator, which is pretty much one of my favorite flies. It works just as good as this one. Other just, the basic just hackle flies. This fly right here always goes with me. It's pretty much my lucky fly. It'll never get thrown into the water though. My deceased brother, he tied this fly for me, so it goes with me as luck. But he used to tie them all the time, and he would catch fish with them every cast, legit every cast. It's that black. Black is a good color for all fish for some reason. Nobody knows why. There's no little black fish swimming around, but the fish like black. Basic streamers. Streamers work good. I've caught pike. I've caught little muskie off of these flies. Bass bite them. Okay, the only fish I haven't caught yet, but I have the stuff to catch, is walleye. But these little flies, they work good for walleye if you can get down there. Walleye, lake trout, deep water fish. The issue with fly fishing for deep water fish is getting the fly down there, taking the time. A lot of times, fish will hit 90% of the time on the drop. So if you just let your fly hit the water and you just let it sink down, eventually they're going to think, oh, that's just something dead. So if something's already looking at it and following at it, after a while of looking at it, they're going to eat it before you can get to the bottom. So that can be an issue. But you can even catch salmon off of little streamers like this if you can get it down to the right depth. Woolly buggers. Woolly buggers are great flies. Catch catfish, bass, trout, pike. Woolly bugger, I can't think of a fish somebody hasn't caught one of these off of. I've caught bluegill. Throw the bluegill on a hook, catch catfish. Look at that. Great. But these are outstanding. I love woolly buggers. Strong believer in woolly buggers. I like the sparkles. Bead heads are always great. Bead heads always grab attention and they're great. Now, you might recognize these two flies from the first video I posted. These are double bunnies. Now, the double bunny is the greatest fly in the world for catching big fish. If you want to catch a lot of fish, use this side. If you want to catch big fish, use this side. Little fish, lots of fish. Big fish, little fish. Well, little amounts of fish. I can go out here and throw these and I can catch fish all day. 7, 8, 9 in an hour. I can throw this out there, be out the whole day and only catch one 20-inch fish. But a 20-inch fish, that's what you want to be out there for. I throw almost all my fish back. I'll probably throw one of these all day, catch a couple of big fish, and then if I want to keep some fish to eat, I'll take something off of this side, throw it out there, and I will just catch 2 or 3 to eat. Don't release your fish. Practice the angler code. Always be right with what you're doing. That's all I can say. I'm a strong believer in keeping the angler code. But these double bunnies will catch every species of fish. Every species of fish. Trout, brown trout, cutthroat trout, bass, muskie, pike, catfish, anything. All fish, once they hit a certain size, are predatory. Bluegill have eaten this fly. Crappie eat that fly. Long-eared sunfish eat that fly. Striped bass eat that fly. Everything will eat little fish once they hit a certain size. Cast this right, in the right area, at the right time, you will catch fish all day. Or every day, I should say. A lot of fishing is luck. I'm not going to lie. I can go out there and throw every fly in this box one day, not catch fish. I can go out there and throw this little guy out there and I can catch a 30-inch trout and just go, okay, well, that was great. But to be consistent, throw these. To catch consistent big fish, but not a lot of fish. Don't hook me on that. You will not catch a lot of fish, but you will catch big fish by throwing stuff on this side. Little stuff like this on the bottom, you might catch a whole lot of fish, and they'll probably be bigger. Topwater fish usually are bigger. Bass, for one, topwater bass fishing, everybody loves it. I've never done that. I'll post some videos later. I love drop shotting. Drop shotting for bass is the greatest technique in the world. I catch bass all day, every day. But then I've got, the double bunnies, the hoppers. I do a lot of fishing in Montana. If you see my shirt, Red Lodge, Montana, that's where my dad's at. These hoppers over the summers, throw them next to the shore, you'll catch them all day. Nymphs in the rivers, catch fish all day. So, other than that, there's not a whole lot of flies I use. There's a couple other flies that I wish I had with me to show you. Pheasant tails always work great, but I have a pheasant tail right there, so pheasant tails, I have them. But, all I can tell you is go out there and use this. Go out there and use some of these techniques. If you're from the Southwest, these flies are great. If you're from the Northwest, these flies work pretty good. If you're from the East, I'm sorry, I can't give you a whole lot of techniques there. I've only been to the East once, and whenever I went fishing, I got stumped. So, no promises, but fish are pretty universal. Fish will, if you drive to New Mexico in the San Juan River and cast some really good nymphs out there and catch them all day, guess what? Go to Montana, cast out the same nymphs in the same kind of water, you'll catch the same kind of fish. Go to Pennsylvania in a river that fishes the same way, and guess what? They'll do the same thing. So all I can tell you is these flies right here, and this giant double bunny, which unfortunately doesn't go in my box because obviously it doesn't fit. I have 6 or 7 of these that I throw for muskie because you're going to lose flies. Don't be disheartened either. Since I'm doing these videos for new fishers, amateur fishers, people who are just starting, all I can tell you is don't give up. Go out there, try. All you can do. The only way you're going to get good, believe me, first couple times I went fishing, I would catch nothing. Nothing. I sucked. Now, I can go to just about any water, and if I work hard enough and try long enough, I will catch a fish. I will not come back from a fishing hole unless I have caught at least one fish. I don't care if it's a minnow, a little tiny minnow. I don't care if it's a muskie like that. I don't care what it is. How the hell did my hands go right there? I don't care what it is, no matter what you do. Catch a fish, be happy. Encourage young ones to go fishing. If you're a 30-year-old man watching this, learning how to fish from me for the first time, have your kids watch this video. I will help teach you guys how to do anything. I'll post videos on knots. I'll post videos on anything. If you need help with something specific, send me an email. I will help you. All I'm here to do is help you fish. I'm a World Fishing Network ambassador, and I got the certificate to prove that I want to make every day a great day for fishing. Every day. I don't care. I go out in my yard to try it out there, and I cast a fly rod every day just to make sure I don't get rusty. Practice, practice. Go out there and do it. Don't be disheartened if you don't catch a fish. Just go out there and do it. All I can say is do your best, and you will catch fish. I'm Travis Darrow from Riverstone Outfitters. Thanks for watching.
Lazy yellow moon coming up tonight, shining through the trees. Crickets are singing in a